We're good. What's up, guys? Welcome to another interview at The Block is Hot. Today is a very important interview. It's a very big interview, and we're talking with Louis and the Machinist from ThoseAMAs, which is like a really big CNFT project that has been blowing up, especially recently. And we also have the Machinist from the Windmint podcast talking on here as well. So introduce yourselves to The Block and talk a little about who are you guys? Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
after you, buddy.
Yeah, my name's Louis. My real name's Lucas. I'm the founder and creator of ThoseAMAs, and then the co-founder with my partner down there, the Machinist of Windmint podcast by ThoseAMAs. And we're glad to be here, man. Thanks for having us on the show.
Yeah,
For sure, man.
This is great. So I'm the Machinist, or Ken, right? Dox myself a little bit here. And I am the co-founder of Windmint by ThoseAMAs. And when Windmint started, Louis kind of pulled me into the fold as a team member over there at ThoseAMAs themselves. So before this, I was an actual machinist. That's what I did for a living. That's where the name came from. But now, full-time podcaster, and ThoseAMAs, I guess, everything. Anything they need is can get it done, and it gets done, and it gets done.
And for the record, he really is a machine. I'll tell you that it's not a coincidence. That's his name.
Sleep's overrated. Okay, there's a lot of work to do in this space. Discord doesn't sleep. Twitter doesn't sleep. So I don't either.
Dude, that's one of the most dope nicknames ever, bro. The Machinist.
It's
like, you need.
I just didn't know what else to use. I was like, well, when I signed up, because the only reason I got a Twitter was to learn about NFTs. Right. I found out that was the medium for NFTs. You had to be on Twitter. All right. So I got a Twitter, I got a Discord, and I was like, well, what am I going to use for a name? And I was working in a machine shop. So I said, well, I guess I'll try the Machinist, and it worked. So I got stuck with it ever since. I guess it's better than some names out there.
And the whole team over there, Fatih in the Discord, he's also a machine in his area, And then we got Keisha in the legal area, and she's also a machine. And so it's a trait that I look for in people, bringing them onto the team. They need to be machine-like.
Yes,
dude. I mean, what a trait to have.
All of us.
We all strive to be machines, bro.
That's right.
We all strive.
That's right.
Now, you guys have this project, ThoseAMAs, and this has been, so many people have been messaging me recently about this project. And I knew that we had to get you guys on here because there are a lot of things that you guys are working on currently, and also things that are upcoming with this project. So do you guys mind showing us what exactly ThoseAMAs are, and kind of talk about like the inspiration and background that came with making this whole entire project?
Sure, absolutely. Let me pull up a window here. What do you think, Louis? You want CNFT.tools? We can share what the collection looks like while we talk about it.
Yeah. So this is the ThoseAMAs actually was inspired. So I've been in Cardano for a very long time, and there was a time where I was like, I heard people talking about crypto, and so I wanted to learn. And I came across Charles, on his AMAs. So this whole thing, that's why these are called ThoseAMAs. This goes all the way back to Charles and his AMAs. So there was no founders back then going live talking about the project. He said it how it is. He always said the truth. Even when it wasn't the best information, he told it, and that was inspiring. And so, and everything that he has said is coming true in front of everybody's eyes, even to this point now. And so this project was inspired by Charles in his AMAs. Everything in the artwork, and even stuff that people haven't found yet, comes from one of those AMAs. Some of the backgrounds and the pi numbers came from an AMA when somebody randomly asked him, how many numbers of pi do you know? And I think he spit off like 68 numbers, at random. And then somebody else in the chat was like, check it, fact check, boom, and it was there. He came, so that's where the background of the pie came from. The rat necklace and the Rat King crown comes from Charles' stake pool. Everything in the project comes from something in an AMA, or comes from something, one of a Twitter post, a joke, or an engagement, or even an argument. There's stuff in there, and so everything in this project and about this project came from Charles and Cardano and those AMAs, and including the transparency about what we're trying to do and what we're doing. And I love how he said, tell them what you're going to do it, and then show them when it's done. I think it's an awesome way to go. So that's why we have the mics, the silver mics, the gold mics, and the flaming mics. That's sometimes the AMAs were boring, sometimes they were good, and sometimes those things were fire. It all comes from that. The paint chip brigade, someone comes on and starts asking when burn, that's why the when burn shirts. And then he would start slamming his desk saying, we got another paint chip brigade, and it all goes back to Charles and those AMAs. And that's what this project is about. That's where the inspiration came from. I went to the conference over there in Laramie, Wyoming, and I talked to a bunch of kids there, and guys just younger than me, and they're like, well, why don't you start your own? And I was like, well, I don't know. And they're like, it's easy, and so I got home, I got off the plane, and that night I didn't sleep. I started writing the whole thing out, and that's when this was that's when this was born, and that's and now fast forward, and we're here today talking with you on the block.
Dude, that's honestly super cool, man, how all these different layers and accessories were from these different conversations. So you must have been listening to a ton of his AMAs in order to
every
be able
single
to
one. Every single one I've listened to. I every time he was on, I listened to it, and then I listened to it again. That is, that's where it all comes from. Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
I was going to say, if I could, because Louis is a little humble here. Okay. So I started in this project as an investor. Okay. I was not part of the team when the Genesis collection first minted. I was just another guy, right, stacking up my TAMAs because I believed in what Louis was trying to do. And really underneath all this, the reason he did this, okay, is Cardano changed his life, right? What Charles made changed Louis' life and made it. And I'm sorry if I'm sharing personal stuff here, buddy, but I think it's important. It made it so his daughter could live a different sort of life, right? That his family could live a different sort of life. So he wanted, the goal from the beginning with this was to not only pay tribute to those AMAs that Charles had, but to give back to the space that gave him so much and changed his family's life, and that underlying principle behind this project, that it was truly built to give back, right? And I don't think I'm making, this isn't a secret here. Louis does not need money from selling an NFT project, right? So he has a ton of in real life businesses, and he's well off as he is, right? The true goal of this was not for Louis to make a buck. It's to give back. And I think that's what got me so involved in the beginning, and it's why I feel so honored and so blessed to be a part of this team. Right.
No, and I really
thank you, Ken.
Super cool.
Yeah, and I really feel that, man. I mean, it's a similar situation to me where you get to this point where like crypto and NFTs have given you so much, or Cardano, or these different ecosystems. And it's like you want to take that to the next step. And in a way, you want to be able to give back. And like my way of being able to give back was, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to teach other people about it. I want to give exposure to other projects out there without even charging them, just so that they'd have an opportunity to really bring to life this project. And it'll help investors basically find projects that they really love. So I think that's really dope for you to want to take your love and your passion and what you were able to get, and then swivel and be like, okay, well, now I want to be able to give something back. So that's super dope, man.
It really is. And and you know, everything happens for a reason, and so, you know, everything has brought us here to this. But then also, you know, like on some of the traits there, you know, you have the Ethiopian sweater, you know, the Ethiopian teeth, you know, that's the first country that Charles signed up in Africa. You know, we got the ghost chain. Everybody calls Cardano a ghost chain, you know, and so, all right, let's put a big ass ghost chain
Yo.
necklace on him. And I mean, every single thing, the buffalo hat, you know, he farms buffalo out there at his ranch. You
Right.
know,
The
just
classic Ferguson, all that
the
stuff.
classy Ferguson, you know, that actually is from a story, you know, that Charles, he bought like a $60,000 tractor, and they gave him a Massey Ferguson hat, you know. So then in the Twitter, in the AMA, he was like, well, I bought the hat and they gave me the tractor, you know, and he always wore that hat. So, you know, we changed the name from Massey Ferguson to Classy Ferguson, and, you know, just everything like that. So I'm pretty happy with how the collection came out. It means a lot more to me than everybody else. You know, and I think it was a lot of fun doing it. You know, and so, you know, that's the collection. That's just a little bit about it. And there's a lot of hidden stuff in there that even today people haven't seen. You know, but and also the board behind, you know, the whiteboard from his first whiteboard video about what Cardano should be and what he wants to build. That's actually Charles's handwriting. You know, we just clipped that from the YouTube video. You know,
Wow.
and so that's his handwriting back there from that video 5 years ago. You know, there's 2 versions of it in the collection. And so, yeah, that's like another cool part there. But yeah, you know, Cardano is my, you know, I think that it's the future, and I've been in it for a really long time, and I'm still here, and I'm still
Yeah.
buying.
Dude, and
Hell
how
yeah.
like cool to be able to give a tribute to that too. And like this shows just how involved you've been to be able to listen to all these different AMAs they've done and be like, oh wow, he said that. That could be a cool way to add that as a layer in our project and really give a tribute to that specific conversation. And it's almost
yeah.
like the growth of what Cardano has become just throughout time and the different advancements and really cool stuff.
Yeah, and then like the Ben Gortzel hat, you know, I met him and shook his hand. He stayed in the same hotel I did out there at the summit, you know. So you got the Ben Gortzel hat. You know, you got that brain scanner thing that Charles took a picture of himself with that brain scanner thing on. You know, that's everything in there. Is that you know, I mean, even down to the detail of Charles said, you know, he has 2 pins in his pocket. You know, a fine tip and a medium tip. So, you know, if you look at the ones where he has his plaid shirt on, there's 2 pins in the pocket. You know, I mean, it's pretty detailed, and you know, a lot of people in the space don't even know about a lot of this stuff because this was all a lot of early on conversations and stuff. But for me, it's memories of you know, back then, and so it's really cool.
And the best thing about all these traits and how much work went into this collection is that it's just a bonus, right? That's really is just the cream on top for everything that ThoseAMAs has going on for its investors. Because at the end of the day, our goal here at ThoseAMAs is to make ThoseAMAs investors the highest paid investors in the space through reliable, you know, monthly passive income. That is the goal. And we're not quitting until it happens. Sorry, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're all good.
What were you saying? Were you about to say something, Louis?
Oh, so I was just gonna say, you know, so you know, that's the collection there, and you know, when I first started this, you know, I was just I really didn't know what I was doing. You know, like Ken said, you know, I do run a handful of businesses out here. And, you know, so I didn't know what I was doing, you know, and then when we minted, you know, we only sold 9%. And then we saw maybe we sold upwards of like 11 or something. And then we airdropped 1 for 1, you know, so really there's only 20%. And so then I was like, all right, well, what do I do now? And so, you know, I needed to think about that. And then, you know, I'm like, all right, well, let's just build other businesses and contribute a percentage of those to the holders. That's what I do out here. I build businesses, I invest and build them and market them and make them successful and sell them. So let's do that here. So everything happens for a reason. The collection didn't sell out because if we would have sold out, that 20% that will begin to flow wouldn't really be as meaningful because there would have been 10,000 pieces. So if you take a large chunk of money, say 100,000, you divide that up between 10,000, you're not talking about a lot of money. So it turns out that, for this model and moving forward, a smaller collection is actually better. And so we move forward and that's what we're doing now. It's only been, say, 4 or 5 months since then. And then we just continue to pivot and change. And so, now what ThoseAMAs is doing is then we spun up WinMint podcast. And the reason for that is I realized that really what these projects are at its base level in the beginning is a marketing firm. That's really what this is. And so for survival, we need a podcast. We need to market people and market projects. And that's because there's so many projects out there. When we started, JPG Store wasn't even open. And now there's over 200,000 projects on there. And how do we find the projects that are important? How many of these projects coming in have an awesome idea, but they don't have any capital for marketing? How can we help those projects? And so the podcast is here to help those projects. The larger the podcast gets, the more we will be able to help these projects. And the goal is to get large enough to where one episode can sell a project out, so that they can get that money and they can continue on with their roadmap. Because I'm sure that there is a lot of projects that have came and gone, and those projects, maybe they had an awesome idea, but they didn't sell out, and they didn't mean to rug, but they didn't know what to do because they didn't get the money they needed to follow through with that roadmap. So that's why these, content creators such as yourself and, and Ultimate, Mr. Ultimate, we just talked to, and the Machinist with WinMint Podcast. These are super important as we all grow together so that we can highlight and help other projects, because the only way we're all going to make it is if we help each other. We cannot continue to be compartmentalized and only focus on ourselves. We need to help everybody make it. There's not enough investors in the space for how many projects there is. And if we don't start helping, all the projects are going to start to fail. None of them are going to sell out except for the socially pumped ones where there's a group of people going in and flipping it. And when they're done flipping, it fails anyway.
That's important stuff, man. I mean, I think that's a big thing, what the Machinist creating the podcast with you and also my channel is to bring exposure to these projects that are coming into the space. And I think one thing that really interested me about your guys' project that I've been hearing from a lot of people is just this passive income structure that you guys are trying to create, because I definitely think that's where NFTs are going. I think that NFTs in the beginning, it's kind of like, oh, what is this? Is it a hype thing? Why did that just sell for $100,000? How can I make some money off of this? And now it's starting to transition to, okay, well, what are NFTs really capable? And we're in this discovery phase of what NFTs can really mean, what they can represent, and what they can deliver on. So can you guys talk about what exactly you mean by giving back to the investors of the project and the different things that you guys are doing to really build this passive income structure for people that are invested?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we got, so first of all, we have a handful of investments in the community investment portfolio, I would say. We've been buying up metaverse land from, we have Pavia, we have Boss Cat Rocket Club, we have some estates over there. We have a huge bag of Victoria VR, and so, and we continue to buy these metaverse lands that we feel could be valid in the future. Now, are we sure about those? who knows? We don't really know. Nobody knows when that's coming out. But you know what? They're there, so we get them, and a percentage of all of this stuff will go back to the holders when it rolls out. Another thing is we bought some of these mooning monkeys. This is a casino-based Ethereum project. If you have 24 of them, you can burn them down to one eternal Yeti. Their projections are each Yeti will pay $500,000 a year. So we bought 48 of those and put those into the bag. Right? So if that comes, is it going to come? I don't know. Like one thing we know is there's no for sure things in life. But if it does, boom, there's $1 million. So those are just some of the investment in the portfolio. Now we also have WinMint podcast. There's banner space on here, and this is just a single website. We also have 13 calendars getting ready to roll out. One calendar for each chain that offers NFTs. There are going to be, free mints of the day on there. There's also going to be anyone can go and put their project on there. And then we're going to have the banner space on every single calendar that comes out. 20% of this will go to the holders. Now, and then a big passive income play is, I actually have a marijuana business, legal. And so, next season, we will begin to pay the holders 20% of the income that comes into that. And we're also spinning up a nonprofit. So a percentage of that crop will then also be donated to veterans and hospitals and kids with cancer that use this medically. This is a Delta 8 CBD. And we also have a storefront that's going up in that state as well. Now, when the law passes and everything goes legal, then we change the seed, and that profit even goes up higher, which is already pretty enormous. So that's that one. And then we have something else coming out in about a week that I can't really talk about.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
I made everybody sign NDAs, so everybody's all signed up and NDA'd out. They're not allowed to talk about it, so I can't either. But, this thing that's coming out is going to really is going to be really awesome. And, we will bring, a huge handful of other projects into it and as kind of like a sponsorship program. And so that's going to be really cool too. If everything works out the way I have it planned, then ThoseAMAs will also be the first project to pay other projects passive income as well. So,
wow. So sounds pretty insane. So you have the marijuana farm that you're going to be able to get 20% of. You have 13 different calendars on these different blockchains.
Those are coming out. Yeah.
And those are about to come out. So you're going to get ads on that, banners.
Yep.
Wow. So now how does that actual profit distributions work here? Do you simply get a percentage of the profit split between all of those AMAs? How does that actually work?
When it comes to go ahead, buddy.
No, so I was just gonna say, the Genesis collection holders, this is for them, right? So if you hold those AMAs, you will get paid 20%. Now, for it not to be a security, every single one cannot be paid the same. That is also for you, whatever you make. If you start to pay a passive income, it cannot be an equal share across the board. Otherwise, now you are a security. So, but in a sense, yeah, every single one of those AMAs will be paid 20% monthly once this starts to flow. And remember, businesses take time to line up. We've only been going for 4 months, but and so that is how they will get paid. You hold those AMAs, as simple as that. You get paid 20% from each of these things that begin to come in on a monthly basis. Now, what form will that payment come in is still, being decided with the tax and the law part of thing. Will it be paid in ADA? Will it be paid in stable? We're still unsure, but will it be paid? Yes, it will.
Wow, that's pretty incredible, man. That really is like next step utility, because if people believe in you guys as a team to be able to effectively run these different businesses, and also you guys have the help of the community as well behind this, then as those businesses get bigger, as they become more successful, as things in the future happen, such as like broader legalization of marijuana and these different things, then that could potentially just be a bigger and bigger like investment vehicle in a sense. It's
Correct.
like, hey, if these guys seem like they're going to be around for a while, so maybe right now it might only be, hey, we're getting $20 a month or something. But then in the future, if things get a lot bigger, now all of a sudden you could be talking about potentially thousands of dollars. Now,
Correct.
what exactly do you guys know the general like numbers like of what people can expect? Are you guys still like trying to figure that out?
Well, at this point, these are projections. Nobody can really say exactly what something. I mean, I could say exactly what each TAMA could make off of last year's crop, but is that going to be next year's? We don't know. Is it going to be a good season? Is it going to come drop hail on the crop? So I'm not going to say that, but just from last year's season, that's instantly more money than any NFT project has paid anybody, except for probably the Bored Apes. They dropped some huge money on holders, but in the CNFT space, just the crop alone would put that shit to a shame.
Wow.
And I think it's important to point out, it does take, and this is where we really do have an amazing community over there at ThoseAMAs, right? These guys are true investors. I mean, if you look, we don't have a lot of flippers. Our whole community, if you look at the wallet holders analysis, is diamond handed for days, right? Because they know that real life businesses, right, take time to build out, but they understand what we're trying to do and they see what we're trying to do because of we have all the metaverse land. When can we build on that? Well, that's not up to us, right? But we're ready to go as soon as they open up, right? ThoseAMAs is going to be the first thing you see when you walk into Victoria VR or wherever else, 100%. As long as, we are 100% ready to go. We've already been in talks with them. So the great thing about this is there's so many different avenues for this passive income that even if one or two of them doesn't pan out, well, there's 8 or 9 more in the wings ready to go, right? This is what this whole period has been, is setting up these investments. A lot of them are still in the early stages, but we felt it was important to set up so many different, passive income streams. So that way, if 1 or 2 doesn't make it, well, there's still plenty more that will. Right.
It's a foundation.
All our eggs in one basket here. Exactly.
Right. We're still building the foundation. And so, to touch on that foundation more, I don't know if you saw, we just put out the Treasury Token. So, this is just another part of the foundation. I have, I think like 250 or so TAMAs in my wallet. We minted like 300, I think 30 or so. 350 to give away for giveaways and contests. And so once the income streams start to come, well, now I'm a holder. But the thing is I don't need to take that money. So this is what the Treasury Token is now. Is the Treasury is a wallet that I will send all these AMAs to. And now the token gets launched. So the Treasury Token is a multiplier for the Genesis collection, right? So if you hold some of those AMAs and you grab some tokens, this is going to multiply the income stream that you get on those. Now it also has a standalone. This is because maybe there's people that can't afford to buy some of those AMAs. So now they can buy some of the Treasury Token. So that Treasury wallet holds 250. So now it's going to start getting money from these income streams, right? 2 reasons: to create a sustainable business model. Up until, even still now, this whole project is related to me spending money, right? There's no money here. I've not made any money, right? Yeah. I'm putting money in. And so this Treasury wallet will then get paid from these income streams as well. Now, if you own the tokens, 50% of that Treasury wallet will be paid out equally to the token holders. That's why this token is fungible token. I wasn't going to go on and pretend it's not and give it all different numbers and have 2,000 spinning coins that are exactly identical. This is not an NFT. This is an FT. This is a fungible token. And so now each person will get paid equal share of 50% of what that Treasury wallet brings in. Also, we will be launching a native asset, $TAMA, and that will also multiply what you get from that. The other 50% of that wallet will continue to sit in there and build up and build up. And so when the metaverse lands open up, or when we see other good investments with passive income, we have money there to then buy and hold to increase the payments going out to everybody. The whole structure is set up to pay.
Right. And this needs to be a self-sustaining business, right? This is what NFT projects should be aspiring to. Like any real life business, a company needs to make its own money, right? It needs to stand on its own 2 feet. It cannot rely on funds being injected into the project all the time. Because what happens when the money from Mint runs out, right? What happens when the money, from royalties runs out? If you have a diamond-handed community, there's not a lot of royalties out there. So a true project that's going to stand the test of time needs to make its own income, right? Like any good business. And, ThoseAMAs is an LLC. When Men Podcast is an LLC, right? We're doing things right. We're building this. I don't even know if this is much more than just an NFT project at this point. I'm not sure what
the tax
we're building
people,
here, but
lawyers,
they
can't
exciting.
tell me yet. Right. Once the income starts to flow, we're not even sure what category we're gonna be put into. But one thing we can be for sure is they're gonna want their taxes, and that's why it needs to be everything needs to be legit and legal, and all that shit takes time.
Yeah. I was just going to say, and to kind of build off of that, one thing I noticed, because I look at hundreds of projects literally across all chains, that most NFT projects, all of the utility they're adding is same copy paste crap, and it's all within its own ecosystem. So if you're able to have an NFT project that is able to go outside of this specific NFT and crypto ecosystem and generate income or have different benefits in real life through these different passive incomes and various business structures that you guys go down, then that is something that just takes NFTs to a whole other level. And it's like now all of a sudden, hey, it's not, we just made some token that we're airdropping everyone and this is going to do this and this. It's like, no, We're actually taking money from what we're getting. We're investing it into business ideas that we already have now that have already been working. Some might work, some don't, but we're going to have money on the side where when an opportunity comes up, okay, well, now we can push that money into that and continually get this flowing, because I completely agree with you, man. And we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, just the concept of, okay, what is a sustainable structure to really do this? And that's what's going to be super interesting to see how this plays out over the next several years as this ecosystem gets bigger and bigger.
Right. And the other thing too is we've only been going for 4 or 5 months. I mean, and we've made some pretty good strides, and as we move forward and more things get opened up, look, I have businesses that I've been running for years. Right. And in the beginning, it takes some time and then those make money and they're still here and they're growing and getting bigger. So can you imagine the size of the TAMAs in 2 years from now? We might have TAMA logistics, and transport trucks running around because, at the end of the day, I'm already renting semis every season to run this shit to where it needs to go. So, why not spin up there's so many ideas and stuff that we have, and eventually we will get to all of them, but everything does take time, and this is still in its infancy. We're still just a baby here, but we're still here, and that's the main part here is we are here and we are working, and everything that I have ever said has come true, and everything I've ever said that I'm going to do, I do. So, that's, and that comes from me listening to Charles the whole time. If you guys say you're going to do it, then just do it.
Right.
It's important.
and we're trying to lead by example here, right? NFTs, we're not trying to live off hype. Okay, we're trying to build something that truly stands the test of time and becomes the best passive income play in this market. And it will, because we're not going to quit. But things like that take time, right? I think it was Warren Buffett that said, if you're not going to hold something for 10 minutes, don't hold it for, or I'm sorry, if you're not going to hold it for 10 years, don't hold it for 10 minutes. That's what he said. And it's the truth.
Right.
And we feel the same here at ThoseAMAs. And that's why our holders, right, our community is so tight-knit and they're so diamond-handed, because they hear Louis speak, right? They're in the AMAs. They know what we're about. You know, people just look at the artwork and decide off that if they want to be a part. Well, they probably won't jump in at that price point. But once they hear everything that's in play and they look back and look at the AMAs and look at what was promised and what's happened since then, you know, you can't not trust this guy, you know. And like I said, I started in here as an investor. Okay. And I think that's important to point out again. You know, I was not part of this team. Okay. I got into this so heavy because I believed in what Louis was saying and I saw the worth behind his words. And he is truly a man of his word. And it's awesome to see this get built out. And I cannot wait to see how much it changes this space.
Now, my question to go off of that is, okay, are you guys planning on launching any more of these NFTs, or are all these businesses for the next 5, 10, 15 years going to go to the people holding right now?
So you know, the Genesis collection is the main play here. You know,
that's the holy grail.
These guys have been with me, and you know, you could go pull the policy ID up and look at the holders. These guys are there's a group of people that are just buying these up, and no one's really selling. Go check our volume. It's only buyers. It's actually quite interesting, you know. And it's actually really cool at the same sense. You know, it is healthy to sell, and I don't give a shit. You know, if you don't have time to wait, then sell it. Who cares? Someone else will buy it. But we will have another collection that comes out. But you know, that's something that I also don't agree with. There's so many projects that just keep launching shit. They're just continuing to launch stuff. They're grabbing, you know, you know, their community is so invested in them already, and then they launch something else, and then you need this, and then you have to buy this, and that's because they don't have the capital to move forward. And the fact is I do have the capital to do all this without any money, you know, and so we will have another collection that comes out here. Say, you know, 3 months maybe down the road. I have some art being worked on now, but we have other things in the future that are more important than that. But we will have another collection. But to answer your question, yeah, we will have another one. But the main play here is the Genesis collection. These are the people that believed in me, and so these are the people that will be rewarded.
Yeah, and I see that you brought up this page here. Hello, the TAMA token.
Oh yeah. Well, this is
if you want to bring this up too, since we were talking about this whole Treasury token and how that whole thing was going to work.
Sure. So this is actually minting right now. Okay, so mint is live for 69 ADA. There's 6,969 tokens in total.
Nice.
All right, so what this does.
Although, really quick, Ken, this might not be minting when this gets aired, you know, because this is just a quick stealth thing, and we will be turning it off. But I'm not sure when you'll air this. Or this is going off today.
I'm pretty sure we're live, Louis.
Oh, we're live. That's right. Shit. We're live.
Well, let me get this real quick. Hold up. Stop the podcast. Let me go to this. Let me go buy some real quick.
I forgot because we edit ours, so we don't go live. Yeah. So yeah, sorry.
Live. So right now,
cut
this
that
is
out.
Currently, yeah.
Let me edit it real quick. I'm totally not buying some right now as we speak.
So what this does is, right, if you own the Genesis collection, right, this is a passive income multiplier for the ThoseAMAs Genesis collection, and these percentages are stackable. So the more Treasury tokens you own, the higher your percentage of multiplication, on the Genesis collection. But moving forward, actually, also it is a TAMA multiplier. So that will be our native asset that has not been released yet. But once it is, this will also multiply your TAMA from your Genesis collection assets as well. Now, this also has standalone passive income. So if the price point's a little high for a Genesis collection right now, well, you can pick up a Treasury token and get standalone passive income for that. So what we're doing is the Treasury wallet will be populated with NFTs, right? We have those 200 plus Genesis collection NFTs that are going to go in there. And we're going to have a TAMA Treasury team that goes out and researches all the passive income plays in the Cardano space right now. Okay, if we find something out there that we think is worthwhile, we will use the money in this wallet to scoop those up. They will go into the wallet with those Genesis collection NFTs, and 50% of the income generated by all the assets in this wallet go out to holders of this token. So one token is one share, right? So the less that are actually sold, this is why we're kind of doing this sneak launch here, because the less that are sold, that's better for the holders, right? Because you get a bigger piece of the pie. So, and our goal here isn't just to sell these tokens to make money. That's not what this is about. This is about, right, making a passive income play for our investors on top of their Genesis collection NFTs. And also something a lot of fun we're doing is the mint raffle. So we have minted 9 random mint numbers, okay, into an NFT, and that NFT has been sent into a secret wallet. And this is just for full transparency, so people know that these numbers were picked prior to the mint. Okay, so there's one number in every group of 1,000. All right, so that's going to be 7 numbers, and then 2 random mint numbers for grand prizes. And once the mint is complete, we're going to reveal that NFT. And some of the prizes are, I mean, we have a Space Buds NFT, a completed snowmobile from Smooth Yeti Mountain Club, and actually later today we're going to be releasing the rest of that list of the prizes that we're going to have in that mint raffle. So it's actually a pretty cool token. It has a lot of utility. It was really hard. You know, we wanted to make sure that this paid off, right? We don't want to be like every other project that just puts something out there. But this treasury was required so that this business can stand on its own 2 feet. So we wanted to make sure it truly paid investors, you know, for investing with us. Even if you don't have a Genesis collection NFT, this token alone has a passive income stream.
That's right.
You know, designated to it.
No, and I love that idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you go. You got it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and also to like touch on that, you know, like what Ken just said about the giveaway. You know, I think that's important for anybody that is trying to get into a giveaway. If they haven't minted the numbers onto an NFT and throw those in the wallet prior to the giveaway, how do you know it's even real? You know, but in this case, it's minted. You can check the timestamp and the metadata behind it, and you can see those numbers were selected before minting started. So, you know, that means that it is real. You know, these are not getting given away to friends and family, which in my opinion, most are.
Yeah, most big ticket items, I think, are. You know, unfortunately, 100%. I've never won anything in this space. I do know that we give away $1,500 USD a week on whenmintpodcast.com, but, you know, there's not many giveaways out there that truly, I mean, and you know, Block, I mean, how many are out there that they say they're giving away a boss cat or God knows what else, and you never even see a winner,
it goes to their own wallet.
Yeah,
that's right.
And we're trying to change that, right? We're trying to change this space, not just with our project, but with our giveaways as well. You know, and I think we will.
No, I was going to say 2 things about this token. Like, I really like it in the sense that your guys' ThoseAMAs, I just pulled up 588 a floor. And, you know, it's getting to the point where, like you were saying, there's so many diamond-handed people. I mean, there's only 747 owners of this project. So it's one of those things where, like, the actual floor of getting in and being a part of this relatively right now is high compared to where it's going to be in the future. Once you guys start delivering on this is another story. So to be able to get this treasury token is a cool way for people to get in that want to be involved and want to be a part of it, but might not be able to have that much ADA to be a part of the community. And the second question I had is, you said that this was a fungible token, not a non-fungible token. So I'm not able to go on like JPEG store and buy these on the secondary market, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can buy them.
Can.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
just a little different.
Yeah, it shows
Go
up
ahead,
in your
Ken.
wallet, right? If you have this token in your wallet or in JPEG, I can actually even hold on. I could probably pull up JPEG for you, but it'll show next to the NFT or next to the FT the number that you have in your wallet, and then you can post one for
Okay.
sale, and it will only sell one at a time. So let's say you have 10, 20 of these in your wallet, and you post one for sale, then all of a sudden it'll just show you have 19 in your wallet, and it will
Okay,
put
sweet.
that token up for sale. And it is verified with JPEG. We're working right now. They had an issue with the asset fingerprint that they're fixing right now. If you search the policy ID on Cardano Scan, you can see the actual amount
sweet.
that's out there. But on JPEG, unless they fixed it, it was showing the improper collection count. So that is being worked out right now, though, because I'm sure you're going.
So you would just
Yeah.
click the picture below, and then boom, underneath on a new screen, it will show the listed tokens.
I see that now. Yeah, that's dope, man. I was like wondering how if this would be something on like Muesli Swap or some sort of DEX, or if it would be able to, be purchased on JPEG Store. Because I see something like this, like that's just been flying under the radar. For me, like I see something like this being really big in the future. Because like when you're like the crazy thing is you guys already have a lot of this stuff going on. Like, it's not like you're saying, oh, we're going to plant some marijuana crops and maybe in a couple years we'll figure it out. Like, no, you're already doing half of this shit that you said you guys are going to be doing.
That field's been there since before those AMAs even started. That field was there.
Dude, that is so sick. Oh, my gosh.
And I got to tell you, I ordered lion piss because the damn the deers.
Lion
even
piss?
Though the
Really?
Yeah,
How
so
much does lion piss cost? Is that an expensive thing? Is it a write-off?
It's not cheap. It is a write-off.
That's
and,
awesome.
You buy it in liters, and it's pretty wild. So because these deers can jump fences, bro, and they jump in and eat. They eat this shit. And so the crazy thing is so then I'm like, this is a problem. And so I ordered lion piss, and now we put that in around the border in little cups. And you know what? Even though there's no lions over here, the deer smell it. And that's like a predator, and boy, they don't even fucking come close
well,
anymore.
If you put lion piss on my food, I don't think I'd want to eat it either.
I have so many questions about this lion piss.
I'll send you some.
Like, how did they even get this lion piss? Why is it lion piss? Why can't it be some other animal? Like, don't we have non-piss we could use? Like,
listen, at those AMAs, it's all about quality, and
it's all about
if we're getting predator piss, we're getting apex predator piss. That's
you can say you have exotic strains, man. I'm telling you, that's a marketing thing, bro.
This is actually white lion piss.
This is all. We found the rarest albino lion. We captured it and just captured its piss every day.
And then a tiger strain. Hell yeah, I like
But yeah, and now I don't want to like talk too much, but just that alone, the numbers are enormous, guys. And the other thing is it's more than enough, to give away 20%. Like I'm telling you that. So that's what we're gonna do.
Right. And it's being done. And the beautiful thing is, and going back to what Louis said earlier about the collection count, right? Thank goodness we didn't sell out. And this is why what he said before, maybe it makes a little more sense now. But with a collection count of only 4,015. That makes it so these large dollar amounts count for so much more, right?
That's
when
right.
it comes to passive income, because if we were dividing it, I mean, it would still be a decent, well, I don't know about a decent amount. It would be something, right? If we're dividing everything by 10,000, but dividing it by 4015 really makes it so it's worthwhile.
And I've been seeing that problem. Oh.
And yeah, for sure. And really quick, sorry, but and then with the TAMA, the Treasury token here, once we cut this mint off in I'd say about 10 more hours, that's it. And so now that collection is even going to be less than ThoseAMAs collection, and so we don't know exactly the amount that people will get, but when I start to think about what's going to be going into that, it's very possible that the token holders might earn more than a TAMA, right? So now if you own tokens and the TAMAs, it could really turn out to be substantial. And, I think it's going to be fucking awesome the minute that this all starts to flow in. And I hope that, many of our large holders can just quit their jobs. I mean, that would be amazing feeling. Like I said, how many people can we help, through all of the arms that we're building, an educational branch of teaching people. There's gonna be a lot of people coming in, and the marketing, these are one of the same. How many people can we help with information, about new projects? How many people can we help financially? How many, people can we help total, as we move through this timeline and this business that we're building? That's like, a main pillar here. It's and it's a lot of fun and it feels good.
I love it, man. And I like one thing that you guys brought up too. It's like I've been seeing some projects take like the very base setup of this, where it's like, hey, we have royalties that we're gonna distribute to holders, or hey, like we're gonna try to do this or that. But when you have 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 NFTs,
right,
all of a sudden it's like, hey, man, congrats on that 1 bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And what happens? And what happens if your community really believes in you and they're all diamond handed? Then there's no royalties. So if that's all your project's relying on, and investors need to think about this, right? Because your true goal is to make your money make money for you, and that's what we're trying to do here, and that's what we are doing here. And it just takes a little bit of time, but it's happening. It's beautiful.
And like in the beginning, I was going to give out a mutant ape, and we didn't sell out. We didn't come close. And so after the airdrop of the 1-for-1, we were at 20%. So that mutant ape was worth 100,000 at that time. So I took $20,000 and dropped it in the Discord, and gave everybody $500.
Let the community actually vote on how many people split it up. So I think it came out to 40 people, right? And literally later that day, those 40 people got USDC in their wallet for that amount. Like it's awesome. That's what I mean about everything Louis says has come true. And even when the roadmap changes, like when we didn't sell out, he still keeps those promises, right? It's awesome.
Now, speaking of like general roadmaps and kind of phases here, what kind of time frame is some of this happening? What is kind of like your phases here? What are you trying to knock out next? I know you said there's some big news dropping in a week you can't talk too much about, but like what's kind of, and you're doing the token right now, what's kind of like the next steps here?
So, this next project will come out here shortly. Not a project. It's actually it's a utility-based business. Okay, that will come out then. So that would be a week out. Then after in 2 weeks' time, we will see the rest of the calendars roll out, all branded to WinMint podcast. So that would come out next. And then we have some developers right now. So a marketplace is coming. If we're going to drop a native asset, an actual TAMA token, then we need to have a giant machine that is going to be there to collect it back. And so, we will be having a marketplace built. Now, we're in talks with them now, but right now we're on a parabolic movement in technology. I mean, it is going straight up. So to build one now, why not we just wait 3 months or 4 months to where some of these advances can take place of interoperability, and that is really what's important. So that will come. Like we said, we have another project that will come down the road. And so, our roadmap really is in pencil. And that's because once you start putting dates on stuff, then you are stuck to those dates. And then if you can't come through, then people might look at you bad. So the fact is everything is constantly changing in this space, in the world. We don't know what's going on right now in the world or what's going to happen with the SEC and coming into the space. So everything is really penciled in. I have a roadmap here in front of me, and it's kind of like manifestation board, and I'll tell you what, everything on that board does come true. So it's here, but it's constantly evolving, constantly changing and shifting when things need to come first and what's more important. So the calendars were supposed to come out 2 weeks ago, but then I said, that doesn't make sense, because then we need to have this treasury in place first. That was more important. So then we need to put that on pause. We need to get this out first. So there's just everything comes when it's supposed to. And so we just move like that. It's written in pencil. The whole roadmap is penciled in, because everything takes longer, and problems come up, coding isn't correct, you never know. So and everything's changing. So ours is penciled in. There is no concrete roadmap. This is what we're doing, and when. Just because that's just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, and I actually like that you guys are doing that, because it's like you need to be adaptive and not put into this restraint of, okay, this is when we're doing stuff, and then people are like, why wasn't this done? Well, shit changes, and there are different times where we need to be able to pivot and do something else first. And okay, this new technology came out. Okay, well, now this came out of nowhere, this crazy opportunity. All right, well, let's pivot to that too. And being able to have that flexibility and kind of that trust from the community of, okay, like, I trust that these guys have my best intention in mind. I'm okay with these calendars not coming out already, because I know what they're doing instead is for the benefit of the overall group. So I actually like that setup a lot more, and it creates less of this fixed, restrained timeline of, okay, why are these calendars not out? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because you look at what's coming out next week, right? This could be one of the biggest passive income streams for the Genesis collection. I'm not going to get into it too much, but you shall see in about a week. But 6 weeks ago, that wasn't even in anyone's, right? It wasn't even a thought yet. So a lot of times, what we're doing is, what's the best thing for the community right now, right? And what's the best thing for those AMAs investors right now? So 6 weeks ago, this wasn't even in our minds. But once this came up, we were like, well, we need to get this done, right? And having that penciled in roadmap and having our community back us on that method of how we set up our roadmap is awesome. Those guys are
so and to go on that too, is like, I'm not here to pump a floor. I to be honest, I could care less what it is. It truly doesn't matter to me. What matters is that we continue with what we're doing, because successful launches of continuous businesses, that thing will do its own thing. That I'm not in control of the floor price. You guys are, the holders. But one thing I would say is if if you're looking for a quick flip project, then maybe ThoseAMAs isn't for you. If you're looking to invest in something that has a high return, moving forward into the future, and you're just going to set it and forget it, then maybe ThoseAMAs is for you. So that's all I would say here is I'm not trying to pump anything or do anything, because to be honest, I don't care. It doesn't matter what the price of those things is. What matters is we just continue to do what we're doing, and the price will do what it does. I'm not in control of it, and I don't care what it is.
Dude, what an amazing mentality to have. I mean, like, some people know, watching my channel, I'm about to launch my own project soon, and like, that, what an amazing mentality to have. Because I think for me, like, before launching a project, sometimes I'm like, oh, how is this going to do, like, blah blah blah. But you're right, like, if you have a long-term vision and you're really trying to build something, then the right people are going to come in and the right people are going to stay. And the people that don't want to be building it, the people that don't believe in the vision, the people that don't want to be a part of it, who cares?
It doesn't matter.
All you're going to do is and you're going to create something awesome, and that's that. And like, what a cool mentality. And the second thing, the question I had was, are these new tokens going to have some sort, like, are they also going to be included in next week's thing? Or is this only for the Genesis NFTs?
Yeah, no. Well, no, actually it will, because a percentage of that will go to the Treasury wallet. So in fact, they will be.
Dope.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to bring up to the audience, if you guys
But
have any
also, oh
questions,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
write in the chat, and I'll try to ask some of these questions.
Can I ask
To
myself
them.
loaded questions? Is that possible? I like easy
Ask
questions.
yourself loaded questions, man.
I can do that. Hold on, I got to get on YouTube. I'm gonna ask Louis what color boxers he's wearing. Hold on, how do I do this? No, I'm sorry, buddy. Don't check. Oh my God, we're live, Louis. Jesus.
Gray.
You keep forgetting we're live.
They used to be white. They were
They
white
used to
at
be
one
white.
time.
Jeez.
But I was gonna say, Block. Like when you launch your project, right? Like I see so many people stress out, right? Like say you launch and the floor price goes down, bro. Who cares? Who cares what that's at? Yeah, all right, it goes down. There's nothing built yet. There's no utility, and maybe who gives a shit? You continue to do what you're doing. You continue to say it, and just like you said, you're right. Eventually, the right people for you are going to come into that, and once you get done doing what you're doing, then the price will do what it does.
Right.
And it truly doesn't matter, especially if you really are building something. Now, you get projects where they're fully concerned about what that is. That is a red flag to me. Well, maybe they're selling theirs to live. Maybe that's their only income, and so, yeah, the royalties is not a for sure thing. So, you can't rely on that. What if you don't have any? What happens when it dries up? Well, that means you didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of a good thing when, like, a few months ago, our floor went down to almost 50, right? And think about it. The other day, 2 days ago, was what, 700 or something like that? But by people dropping that floor and dumping these off, right? They were people that didn't believe in the vision. Okay. They didn't see what we were trying to do. So those assets got into the hands of the right people, right? The right investors. And those are the ones that are sticking with us now. And they're getting the rewards from that. Okay. And we don't have any issue with anyone in our community if they want to sell one or two and get their money back. That's what this space is all about, right? You want to make a couple bucks, but I can tell you that, oh, there she is. That's the artist. See all that beautiful artwork behind Louis' head there? Hell yeah.
Oh man, you see, that needs to be your next NFT release, dude. You guys got a $1 million business right behind you.
Hell yeah.
That's who all this is for, is her. Like I have many businesses, and I'm telling you a lot. Some of them I don't even, to be honest, I'm not even sure how many. But all
what
of those
a problem to have, dude. Let me have that problem.
It's tough, but those are all things that my little girl, I don't know if she's going to be able to take over, because the new generation, she's only 6. I got to buy her an iPad at school. So she's already into this. They're being forced into this internet. And so this whole internet thing here is really for her. And, once she gets to a certain age, I believe that she will be the one to tell me what moves to make, what's cool in her school. Because all these kids, this metaverse people are talking about, is going to be flooded with children, first of all. So what are the kids buying? What's cool at the school? And I will follow her lead. I've actually made quite a bit of money off of other, what's the coolest toy? And then you can go and buy up these toys during Christmas time, and they're sold out. And then you put them on eBay and quadruple, triple up your money real quick on 100, 150 of these.
I'm kidding.
Dude, I'll tell you what though, man, like, you're exactly right. And that's why I'm so bullish on the NFT and crypto space. We're so early, and like the people that are building projects now and really doing this, I mean, this is really creating the infrastructure of what NFTs are. And at the beginning of this interview, podcast thing, whatever you want to call this, we were talking about, like, what are NFTs? Like, when you think of an NFT, what is it? And that is slowly changing. And it's cool because I got my little cousin, 15, into NFTs, and he watches all my videos. He's gotten super into it. And like, he's already been able to, like, 6-7 times his money in like 3-4 months. And he tells his dad every day, "Dad, look what I just got. I just minted this." And it's so cool to be able to have that impact on him. And it's such a blessing for me, because when people watch my YouTube channel, I see views. I don't always see the faces behind those views, right? And that's why we created a community Discord and stuff. But what's cool with my cousin, I'm like, wow, like, that could have just been one view out of like 3,000 views this video got, of someone really being impacted, and then they can impact someone else, and they can let other people know about this space, and it can build into something beautiful. So
yeah.
it's super dope. Like I think NFTs are like the perfect thing for young entrepreneurs to get into. Because it's just like so exciting and fun. It's like a cool way to teach investing where people can actually see and feel the emotion behind the project.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know, that gave me goosebumps when you said that about your cousin. It's awesome. You know, because you know, I love, you know, this is all for her, and that's another reason why it has to be legal. You know, I have built something crazy, an empire, and everything is for her. I mean, generation skipping trusts for her, and so it needs to be done legal, so none of that can be taken, right? Because this is all hers. I'm working for her now. But also something that I forgot to talk about was this. Now, this is going to be a future money for TAMAs, and when it will come, I don't know. But, you know, I had a super customizable mentor built, you know, and this is because in my family, we have a real estate company. And so now the next big move on NFTs, in my opinion, is going to be the contracts. Now, in this real estate company, they're already teaching the agents about NFTs as contracts, right? Because this is you know, they're advanced over here and they don't want to get left behind. Now, once the legal side of that is figured out, which there's laws getting passed now about NFTs and a percentage of money being able to take loans against NFTs with utility. Once this happens and pushes through, then I will take that mentor and I will begin to mint every single contract that comes out of that company. Right. And once we get a flow of it, how much should I charge? Well, they do about 500 contracts a day. So maybe we charge $2 each, or $1.50 each. Right. And then I can move on to the next company and the next company. And because contracts are worldwide. I mean, the most expensive thing on the planet right now per gram is ink. And that's because of all of the contracts that are signed and written through computers and printed out and sent to get signed. Now, once you be able to do this on the blockchain, that is going to be a huge business. And I've already got my foot in the door with our own real estate company of 500 contracts a day going out. So, you know, once that comes into place, that's just more future. 20% of that will go to those AMAs. But like you said, when's it going to happen? I don't know. We're just setting things in place for when it does. Like you said, we are super early. So, you know, we don't know how this is really going to unfold. And like Ken said before, the more things we can put into place, one of those things is going to hit immensely. And so, you know, that's what we're trying to do. Hedge our bets on every level.
The one thing that I'm getting away from this is that if you need to adopt anyone, bro, as an additional kid, I got you, dude. I would love to be a part of this. No, but that's sick, dude. And I'm super excited to see where this space goes because it's like, I just can't get over it, how early we are. Like how early NFTs are, how early CNFTs are. I mean, this is really the pioneering of an entire new space, which is going to completely innovate how we do things in the real world. When it comes, how many things are like that real estate contract that is going to now have NFTs? What about sporting tickets? You know, like, oh, you want to go to a game? Well, now you can have that NFT forever and you can remember that ticket rather than having just a blank piece of paper. And there's going to be some awesome things that come from it. And also, I don't know if this is the real Rob, but it looks like one of the founders of Cornucopias is in here. And if you're still listening, man, I love your guys' project.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be minting that big piece of land.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that Copias,
I'll be getting
man.
a small one. Oh, yeah. I'm broke. But no, I'm just kidding. Actually, if it's all right, there's a couple questions here in the live chat that
Let's do
would
it.
it be all right? Because at those AMAs, community is always first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in that utility of the mic holders question. Let's knock that one out first because
so
that is something big.
Now, so this is what it will be, you know, and so I accidentally slipped this out, you know, on an AMA. I get to talking and, you know, and so, okay. So the flaming mics, you know, and look, this is if everything unfolds the way it's supposed to, how I wrote it down. Right. So the flaming mics will take a 10% ownership of the future marketplace, not 10% of what those AMAs is. I'm talking about a 10% of all of the profit that comes in will go to flaming mic holders. So, do the math, and we have things in place of how are we going to get our marketplace ranked number one. That will come
we
out.
Cannot touch on, but it's being
so, is this
like
to compete with like JPEG store type marketplace?
Well,
like
this
what
is
kind
like
of...
this is like, well, look, I don't want to say I'm competing with anybody, but we will we want to put out a marketplace that is also another go-to marketplace. There's enough in this space for everybody. So I don't need to compete, we just want to share. Flaming Mics will take a 10% ownership. Now, I don't know what that money will be, but there's only 90 mics. So you could start to do the math on that. Okay,
there's only 90.
Well, 90 flames, 90 flaming
flames. Okay, so then the silver and the gold, the gold mic will take 10% of all the profits that we acquire from all of our metaverse lands. Okay, 10% of whatever comes in from all of those will go to a gold mic holder, and 5% of all of the metaverse lands, the profit that comes in, will go to the silver mic holders. And then I was even thinking about saying also 10% will go to the flames of all of the metaverse lands. Now, when is that going to happen? When can we build out? I don't know that. That's something we don't know, but we continue to buy more. In VR, we are a whale over there. We have so many, and they keep saying we're going to be very happy in the month of June. So we'll see how that goes. But the fact is, we don't know when any of that stuff's opening, but it's there, and this is the utility. Now, one thing about that I will say is that will be documented, contracted ownership of that, and you guys will be you will pay your own taxes on that shit. That will be, you will be an owner of a legitimate business and taking money from it, and so mic holders will be, that's not going to be anonymous, otherwise you're gonna have to sell it. You're gonna have to show me the documents, you're gonna have to sign it, we have contracts, you will sign everything, and you will also pay your own taxes on that. But that is what the utility of the mics will hold down the future. Now, that doesn't mean just run out and start buying them all now. How far down the road is that? Well, it's down the road. Like we said, we have steps to get there, and we're not in a hurry to do anything. So, that utility isn't for a while. But if you want to start collecting them, then sure, collect them.
Yeah, I guarantee you they're probably not going to get any cheaper, right? The price is just going to keep going up. Once these passive income streams hit, oh my goodness. Whew.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty dope. We have another just general tech question here. It was saying, what happens if the token does not sell out and one of the selected token numbers was sold? How will you do the giveaway?
Oh, yeah, I see it here. If that number wasn't minted, then that prize will not be given away. So, and this is why we structured it like this. So there's a number from every group of 1,000. So from 1 to 1,000, there's a winning number, right? From 1,001 to 2,000, there's a winning number. So there will be winners, equally spread out throughout the collection count. So let's say
if we don't sell out, then it's only however many numbers get minted. But what I will do is we will throw one of the grand prizes into that amount of numbers,
right.
So
and actually,
however many get sold.
One of the grand prizes, maybe just for a little bit. Should I do this? I might as well. What the hell, a little bit of alpha. One of the grand prize numbers, we've already surpassed that. So there will be one of the grand prizes will be given out, as well as wherever we hit on those numbers up to the full collection count.
We don't know what the grand prize is.
Well, one of them is a space bugs.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So another one of the
That's
regular
a pretty big
prizes,
one, especially right now.
Yeah, is a fully completed snowmobile from Smooth Yeti Mountain Club. The Icicle snowmobile actually is one of the regular ones. So you can imagine if that's a regular prize in this raffle, what the other grand prize may be.
And you were saying you guys give away almost $1,500 every week. Is
Oh,
this
not.
on addition to that, or is that just WinMint?
Oh no, that's
Oh,
just
that's just
WinMint
WinMint.
alone. That's
So
five
this is going
hundred
to be a whole
dollars.
other thing.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
$500 USD every single episode in NFTs and crypto. And the day that the winners are chosen, right, we have to look at the price of ADA, the floor price of the NFTs we're giving away. So we make sure, if we make a promise, we intend to keep it, right? So sometimes, usually it's however many NFTs we can give away, and then the remaining ADA to round out that.
To be honest,
$500
I
USD.
think that we are giving away more and have given away more than any other project. And we could, I'd like to see another project that says anything different.
Yeah, and they can prove it.
Yeah,
because we have the proof.
Yeah.
Dope. And there was just one other question on here from War Chase. He was just saying, how about to other TAMAs, not mic holders, as we were talking about the mic holders getting, they're still all, I think regardless of the mic, they're still all getting these profits.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Just the mic has like the additional profits and incentives with that.
Well, they'll have actual
right.
ownership, a percentage of ownership, right? The rest of the Genesis collection just gets that 20% passive income from everything we've talked about so far on this show.
Well, dope. Did you guys want to bring up any final things here? Anything else that you guys want the people in the block to know about?
I don't know. I'm reading through these comments here to see if anyone's talking crap about me.
I think that besides everything that we're trying to do with that, I think that the most important thing is WinMint podcast. This is with everything on the side that we're trying to do for the holders of those AMAs is one thing. That is to help the people that have been behind us the whole time, but more importantly is the podcast and how we can continue to help other projects, because without the space becoming successful, nobody is going to become successful. If all projects start to fail, then it's going to be looked at pretty bad. And so we really, the most important thing, I think for those AMAs is at this point, WinMint. And that's because that is the marketing arm that is allowing us to highlight other projects and tell other people about the projects so that, they can get their name out there. Like I said, there's so many projects and founders and creators that have such an awesome idea, but they just don't have any money to market it. And there's fucking, the space is saturated. There is not enough investors for all of the projects out there. And so it's super important that we can educate and highlight smaller projects coming through, because just because it's a smaller project doesn't mean that it's not one of the best ones out there.
Yeah,
and
that
so
shouldn't
I think
be a
that,
barrier to entry.
That's right. And so
space.
I just want to say that, if you're not following WinMint, please do. We're not taking away from your project. I know everybody's competitive and compartmentalized, but this is not the way to success. We need to open up our borders and combine communities and create relationships like with Block here and with, other content creators, because this is how we can bring up the entire space. So, we would love for everyone to help us spread the word of WinMint. And spread the word of the block. Hopefully we can bring you on the podcast and talk about your project next, and this is what is important, and so I think that out of this whole thing, everybody in those AMAs communities knows what I'm talking about. I've talked about it, they know, but I think the most important thing is, creating, continuing to bring up WinMint podcasts, because the larger that we get, the more we can help. And like you said, we're not charging. This is a free service. Actually we're paying, we're giving away $500 an episode, so it's important that we continue to grow that so we can continue to help and highlight projects that may need the help, shouting over the noise, and not getting lost in the stack of hay, and so that's just, I would just like to say that. Yeah.
Right. Because as this space grows, and I'm sure you're on the same page, Block, the Cardano blockchain truly is, at least in my mind, the people's blockchain. Okay, people can afford to buy, sell, move things around the wallets here. You know, it doesn't cost a fortune just to make a transaction. And this space will grow. And as it grows, you know, who's in charge of shaping it into what it truly can and truly should be, right? A place free of scams, free of rug pulls, right? A place where there's true investment vehicles that really pay investors passive income, right? Instead of just living off hype and royalties and money from mint, right? This is the time that if we band together as content creators and NFT founders, that we can shape this space into what it truly can be, right? Because as this space grows, if we get a toehold now, right, people like you know, shows like Block is Hot, like When Mint by ThoseAMAs, like Ultimate CNFT, like Chillin' with the Homies, like all these people that are just out there worried about the space, you know, being the best it can be, then as it grows, it will be the best it can be. But we need to start putting the work in now and breaking down these barriers and stop the freaking tribalism and everything else. And people need to start working together towards that, that end goal.
No, and dude, I absolutely love that. And it's like, I think that's what can really separate Cardano and why I find so much love with Cardano. I've been on Ethereum, I've been on Solana. I actually started with them right before going to Cardano. And there's something special in this space, and it's absolutely awesome to be able to work together with other projects and bring exposure, because it's one of those things where like everyone's good at different things, right? Like you might have someone really great at art that wants to build a project but has no idea how to market itself. You might have someone that wants to start a project but doesn't understand like the operation side or how to really set things up, or the legal side, the tax side, the influencing side, the content side. You know, like there is so much that goes into it. And if we can build an ecosystem where like people are willing to help each other out, share ideas, give constructive criticism on, hey, you know, have you thought about this? Oh, well, kind of what you were talking to me about yesterday, you know, just really breaking down these different projects and finding a way to grow this community and ecosystem as a whole, because we are so early. And it's like, if we can have this mindset and mentality and this thought process now, then we can just focus on building as time goes on, rather than, you know, like it just being a shit show and then just trying to get things together in like 2 years from now.
And this is our home, right? This truly is. This is my Web3 home. I am 100% a Cardano maxi. I mean, I've loved, and I hope someday all the barriers get broken down, even between chains, right? It shouldn't matter what chain you're on. But for now, that's where I'm at. And I want to clean up my home. Right. And I think everybody else that loves this space wants the same thing. But it's work. Right, it's a lot of work, and that's why When Mint started, and why it became When Mint by ThoseAMAs, and why we'll continue to build these bridges and work with other projects and other content creators, because this is important. You know, it's super important.
Yeah, it's the most important, to be honest. With all other projects set aside, it really is important to start now and start to shape this space better than what it is. And you know, we're never going to be able to completely fix it, but you know, and even with like the giveaways, like that needs to be, you know, we need to set a standard between content creators. You're going to do a giveaway, mint the winners before the giveaway. Let's make those real, because you know, people start to become jaded. Nobody believes anything. You know, is this even real? And that's because of all the negativity that is here, you know, and that's just because of all the money in any situation in life. The more money there is, the more scams there are. So, you know, we're not going to get away from that, but there are things that we can put into place to combat that, you know, and it all starts with the people, you know, trying to spread that positivity and you know, and keep that flowing, because that's what it's all about, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Communication, you know, positive movements and helping as many people up that we can. That is the most important thing to take from anything is that's the goal here. You know,
and
giving
education.
back and helping. Right.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think it goes into the whole concept of your guys' project anyways, like starting with this whole ThoseAMAs, like these Charles AMAs, where you're trying to incorporate that and give back and kind of like set the standard. And it's like, I can tell that you guys are really here for the right reasons. I think NFTs are one of those things where you almost have like two groups of people. You have the group of people that are really trying to build something dope, build something part of the community, and like make an impact and give back. And then you have people trying to money grab, do rug pulls, and and those type of things. So it's unfortunate that, and when you look at, Solana and Ethereum, I mean, that stuff even happens more often. So it's one of those things where it's like, to find like people really trying to build and have that long-term vision is really special, and aren't just here to make a buck, but like make a change. And
Make a
I think
change.
those are the projects. Those are the projects that are really going to win in the long run, because it's a long-sighted thing.
Right.
It's more about an overall movement and the overall growth of an ecosystem, rather than, okay, can I make $500,000? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Which is nice, but how much can you count on a PFP? Some guy named Slappy, right? As Louis always says. Okay, here, we have a truly docs team that's all about doing what we say, and we're going to do what we said we're going to do. If there were no investors right now and the floor was 28, well, guess what? We're still going. We're still going, and we'll just buy them all up, and we'll get all the passive income.
And then to touch on like investment, like and stuff, I deal with a lot, and a lot of people twice my age. I'm in here talking with these guys. And look, if I could take $100,000 and put it into this business here and make 7 to 10% on my money in a year, oh fuck, that's a great investment. We're only 4 months into this. We're not even a year into this. If this was a legitimate business, you wouldn't see any profits yet, at least for another 8 months. So we're trying to work the best we can and the fastest we can. But at the other time, I'm not in a hurry to put out something that's not actual and it's not going to work. So, in my mind, I'm still well within the time frame of an investor getting a percentage back on his money. So that's how I think. Now, am I hoping to surpass that 10% by boatloads? Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to surpass that. But once again, we've only been going for a short amount of time. So, if, like I said before, if you don't have the time to wait, then sell your shit. And there's plenty of flipping projects you can try to get into. But even at that, only the top 1%, 2% are making money, which is honestly a bunch of creators and founders too that get free whitelists. And those are the people minting and making money, while the pack is the one buying in and catching the floor, on the way down. So it's right. There's it's hard to find projects that are really here trying to make a change, that are here for the long run. It's really hard, and it's hard to do research and figure that out. And so that's another thing why these shows are nice. You can really sit in front of somebody and talk to somebody, and and hear what they're talking about. It's awesome, and and I'm super grateful you brought us on, Block.
This is super cool, man.
Dude, it's always fun, man. I love doing these. Especially for projects that are willing to put their face out. Like I don't charge for anything. I'm like, dude, if you're willing to put your face on the interview and talk about your project in a genuine and honest way, hit me up.
Right.
And anyone listening that's starting a project, if you are willing to put your face on it, hit me up. I do not mind doing these at all, because I learn every single time I come on here about different mindsets, about what different projects are doing. Like, I'm about to buy some of these Treasury tokens right now, dude. After we get off. Now, the last question I always ask in every single interview is, there are so many different projects out there. Why should people invest in you guys? Why should they invest in their project? What is really going to separate you guys?
You want to take this first, buddy? Are we both allowed to hit this?
Oh, go for it, man. Go for it. Sell the block of what you guys are building here.
Hell yeah.
Well, I guess that it's kind of hard for me as the creator to answer your question, because really the answer to that question would come from people in the community that have seen what I'm doing. You would ask somebody about the character, and what have they done, because at the end of the day, I can say everything, but you really have to believe me. You have to trust in me, so, the other thing is the blue chip NFT projects, the difference is the blue chip doesn't exist in the artwork or in the utility. The blue chip is the creator. And so, That's what I would have to say. I would have to say, go in and talk to some people that I've helped out, and go in and speak. Our moderator, Fatih, he has worked with me for 8 years in multiple businesses. You could ask him about me. Ask him if I do what I say. That. So the answer to that question would come from not me, but somebody else. So I'll let Ken.
Can
go
it
ahead
come
and
from
answer
you,
that.
the machinist? Now
It can come from me because I was an investor, right, in this project in the beginning. I was not part of the team when the Genesis collection dropped. I was just another investor. And, when I do research on a project, I've learned through doing When Mint, right? Because then, we have to research a million freaking projects. It doesn't end. And I've learned to invest in the team, right? And the best way to learn about a team is, and anyone listening right now, go to the Discord, ghost the Discord. Don't say anything. Don't post anything. Don't let anyone know you're there, and just watch how our community moves. Watch how our community talks, right? Watch how they stick up for each other and how they help each other through they truly are a family in there. And that can only be built within a great project, right? You'll hear them talking about Louis. You'll hear them talking about Lopez and Fatih, and hopefully, if you catch them at the right time, they might say something nice about me, but usually they just beat me. No, but it truly is, do your own research. It has to be right for you. But if you want a true investment, right, not a quick flip, an investment that will pay you over time into the indefinite future, ThoseAMAs may be for you. But do your own research, do your digging, get in the Discord, talk to the community, talk to your peers, and see what they have to say. Because how much weight could you really put on my words, even if I was an investor? Right now, I'm part of the team. So don't rely on me. And don't 100% rely on the community. You have to rely on yourself, and it has to be for you. But do that research. And I promise, if you dig, you will be part of this family in no time.
Beautifully said. Holy crap, both of you. Wow. Well, I am so glad we had this interview. I feel like I've learned so much more about you guys in the project that I just didn't know. So I'm definitely a believer in you guys. I'm excited to see what you guys build. It's been a pleasure having y'all on here, man. It really has. I've taken away a lot from this.
Yeah.
It's just cool to see other people that have a similar mindset on this.
Right, and a similar haircut. It's nice to not be the only bald guy. I always get picked up.
Shit.
We had
There's too many sexy people on this screen right now, dude. I'm telling you.
You guys have some very nice heads.
Right, we have a well-shaped head. I don't think if Louis shaved his head, I don't know. You gotta have the right shape.
They both have a certain shine to them. I gotta say, they're both.
We've
shiny.
got the glasses, we've got the beard, we got the hairstyle, man. I mean, we're there. We're there.
Yeah. No, my little girl, she came home and said, so I have super curly hair. And so she has it, and she said, Daddy, nobody has curly hair like me. I said, you want me to grow my hair out? And she said, yeah. So my hair is actually getting really, so I'm growing it out for her so we can have the same hair, so mine, I'm going to be completely opposite of you two pretty soon here. Oh, yeah. We'll have to do another one, and I'll shake it out.
We got the best baldies in the CNFT space, NFT space.
Dude, we really need to have our own CNFT group, bro.
We should, we should have like a spin-off When Mint, the Baldies, or something once a week. I would do that.
The only way they can mint the project is if they prove they're bald, and then they can be part of our exclusive bald community. I've got a couple people that watch the channel. It's actually a cult.
Shave your head. Yeah.
See, what's cool is everybody can shave their head. Not everyone can grow hair. So
right.
You got to be dedicated to join the group. You're probably not going to sell that shit if you had
I like it.
Yeah, Block, man, it's been a lot of fun as well. Thank you for bringing us on here and allowing us to explain the project a little more. Because even after, with everything that's in the Discord and there, it's impossible to really know what's going on with the project. And so just like you, I love talking to creators and content creators because, I take inspiration from what they're doing as well, and I put it towards other businesses, and I learn And so I think it's awesome. And so thank you so much, man, for bringing us on here. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
No
really
problem.
cool, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I've been a subscriber of yours for a minute now, so.
Dude, that's
Pretty damn
dope,
cool.
man. That's dope.
Yeah.
It sucks that it took this long to get things going like this. You know, that's on me. But I'm glad
No,
that
everything
we got
happens for
here,
a reason.
You know?
Yep. it's
Everything
Well, now
perfectly
it's
timed.
cool as the token came out, which is perfect for me to get into this project. So,
It is.
I mean, it happened at the perfect time.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Well,
But,
glad you're part of the family, my friend. We'll see you in the Discord.
For sure. And I
Yeah.
appreciate everyone staying tuned. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little interview here. Make sure to check out their project if you haven't already. Yeah. And I hope everyone here has an awesome day.
Hell yeah.
Thank
too,
you,
buddy.
man.